What's up guys, it's Nicole, also known as Nikki Vegan, and today I'm going to be showing you everything that I ate today along with some easy recipes to go with that. And I'm going to be showing you a 10-minute workout that I've been loving recently, and I'm going to be tracking all of my nutrients so that you guys can really see what a full day of vegan eating looks like for me. So I hope you guys are excited, and let's get started. I like to start the morning with some cold water, and I just sip this slowly until I start to feel hungry. And once I was hungry, I went ahead and had a Cara orange, which is in season right now here in California. They taste a little bit sweeter than navel oranges, and if you keep them in the fridge, they are so refreshing first thing in the morning. About an hour later, I was hungry, so I went ahead and made some oats. I like to do quick cooking oats just because I find that they are a little bit easier to digest and they're really, really creamy. And then I top them with the same thing pretty much every day. I do some chia seeds, some cinnamon, and some raisins. And I use raisins as a natural sweetener. And I love that it's sugar, but sugar in its whole form. So it has the sweetness, but it also has iron, potassium, antioxidants, and it kind of makes the oatmeal taste like warm oatmeal raisin cookie dough. And who doesn't love that? So I wiped the bowl on this day, literally only because you guys are watching, otherwise I skipped that step. And then I topped this with some wild frozen blueberries and some almond butter. The almond butter is rich in omega-6 and the chia seeds are rich in omega-3 as well as calcium and protein. And then of course the blueberries have lots of good antioxidants as well. So overall this is a super healthy, nutritious breakfast that also just feels really cozy and warming first thing in the morning. I had this with some coffee and I watched a YouTube video, and this is just definitely my favorite part of the day. I love this situation happening right here. All right, so after breakfast, I am at about 422 calories. I've already gotten in some protein, some fiber, some healthy fats, lots of minerals, and some vitamins already, and I've only just begun. So I love eating oatmeal for this reason. I know it seems a little bit basic because everyone seems to be eating oatmeal on Instagram these days, but it is not only delicious, but it really is truly nutritious. It's a superfood that I eat almost every day. Lunch on this day was super fast and easy because I had some leftover chickpea mash. Chickpea mash is kind of like tuna salad, and this is a perfect recipe for those of you guys who want to go vegan but you can't give up fish. This basically tastes the same. So what I do is I take 1 can of chickpeas, rinse and drain the chickpeas, and then add it to a bowl along with the juice of half of a lemon. Then I finely chop 2 stalks of celery and add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of sweet relish along with 4 to 5 tablespoons of hummus. I'm using the Cedars garlic hummus because that's my favorite, and then some lemon pepper. You mash all this together, and it's great because you don't have the mayo, you don't have the fish, but you still have a lot of really similar flavors and textures, and this on a sandwich is like the best tuna salad sandwich replacement ever. It's actually super healthy for you, really high in protein, and I love it. So I make this usually in pretty big batches, and then I have it throughout the week to either dip crackers in or to make quick sandwiches. The day I made it, I actually used it for a salad, and then on this day I put it on crackers. So it's definitely a great meal preppable item as well. Something as simple as lining the cracker or the piece of toast that you're eating with something like spinach or mixed greens is a really great way to sneak in nutrition, because even just that little bit adds things like vitamin K, it adds calcium, adds fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, so many things, and you hardly even realize you're eating it. Because I know that sometimes eating a whole salad is just the most boring idea ever and you just have no interest in that. So if you can look for ways to kind of sneak vegetables in like this, you're really going to up your nutrition throughout the day.
I've been in your waters, been knocking at your door. I know one thing for sure, I've never been so close before. You were truly my love, but it was over so fast.
Dinner on this day was something that was super simple but really delicious, and one of those meals that just makes you feel really, really good. So I just took whatever veggies that I had on hand. And if you're someone who does not like Brussels sprouts, I highly recommend shredding them like this just with your knife, because it makes the texture so much nicer. They get a little bit crispy, and I find it's a lot easier to eat Brussels sprouts this way. Plus, Brussels sprouts and red cabbage are cruciferous vegetables, which are so good for detoxifying the body. They have cancer-fighting properties to them. So I add that to a pan along with some water and saute this just until they're softened and really brightly colored. I don't want them to get too soft though, so I only do this for a few minutes. And then I went ahead and added a little bit of coconut oil.
Wait, did you just add oil to that? Large amounts of oil is not good for you. A lot of us know that by now. And the bulk of the fats that I eat in my diet come from things like whole avocados, nuts, seeds, fats in their whole forms. I do generally eat that, and I hardly ever cook with oil. But I will say that adding a little bit of oil makes a huge difference flavor-wise sometimes, and a very inconsequential difference in terms of nutrients. The amount of oil I added, which was half of a teaspoon, added 20 calories and 2 grams of fat, but it made the veggies taste so good. So no, I don't recommend using tons of oil while you're sauteing at every step of the cooking process, but I think a little bit at the end to kind of crisp things up and really kind of play with the sweet and savory flavors of the vegetables and sea salt that I added on top made a huge difference, and I think it's nothing to worry about.
So I add that to the pan along with a little bit of sea salt and black pepper. Sometimes I'll just keep it simple like that, but on this day I also added some cumin, and let me tell you, this combo is so good. I know it's simple, but there's something about the coconut oil with the sea salt and the cumin and the black pepper with crisp, crunchy, warm vegetables. It actually makes eating stir-fried veggies so addicting and exciting. I can't wait to make this again already, and I literally just had it. Instead of just doing brown rice, I do half brown rice and half quinoa, and the quinoa is a complete protein. It has all the essential amino acids, so it's really good to incorporate into your diet, and I really like mixing it with brown rice because I just like the texture. So I add that to my plate along with the veggies and half of a very perfectly ripe avocado. Love when that happens. And then I finish this with a little bit of this incredible Thai coconut hummus. It's kind of like a curry coconut hummus, and it is really good for snacking on cucumbers, but on this day I used it as a sauce. And this was one of those dinners that just makes you feel so good. It was fresh and vibrant and flavorful, but simple. My favorite kind of dinner. This is definitely something you guys should try. Later on in the evening, I was feeling a little bit hungry and also like I wanted something sweet, so I went ahead and made something that I pretty much make every night after work when I get home really late at night because it's filling but not too heavy. So I mixed together these two cereals. One of them is the Engine 2 cereal and the other one is Kashi Chocolate Crunch. Actually has quite a bit of protein, and I find that the combo is really good. And because I was wanting something kind of sweet, I went ahead and made my own chocolate milk with 1.5 cups of unsweetened almond milk, 1 to 2 pitted dates, and a heaping tablespoon of cacao powder. Cacao is going to make it really rich and chocolatey, but it also is really high in antioxidants, and it also has a bit of protein. So if you blend all this stuff together, you end up getting this really frothy, creamy chocolate milk, especially if you let it blend for a good 30 seconds or so. It's going to turn into this really decadent chocolate milk that is so good in cereal. You feel like you're having like kind of an indulgent treat, but it's actually really good for you. So I usually have this in the evenings, and I usually pair it with this tea. It's a lavender chamomile tea that I drink also almost every single night because it's so calming and cozy. I love the flavor, and I usually enjoy this while I'm watching a show, and it is the perfect way to end the day.
So at the end of this day, I hit about 2,000 calories. I did all of the protein I needed. I did all the healthy fats. I hit tons of vitamins and minerals throughout the day. And I feel really good because I feel like I really listened to my body on this day. I ate when I was hungry. I stopped when I was full. And I ate a variety of fresh foods, which is definitely a 2018 goal of mine. There's 2 things that's important for me to mention in this video. The first is that I do take a multivitamin every day to get my vitamin B12 and also my vitamin D. I take the My Kind Organics Women's multivitamin. I take that every single day, but that's one thing. And the other thing is that it's really important to not fixate on getting the exact same amount of calories or hitting 100% of all the nutrients you need every single day. I don't think balance is being perfect every single day in these sort of short measurements. I think balance happens over the course of several days or even a week, as long as you're generally eating a variety of healthy whole plant foods. You're going to cover all of your bases. And there's some days where I get 2,600 calories in a day, and there's some days where I get 1,700 calories in a day. What is important is that you eat when you feel hungry and you stop when you're full, and you eat fresh foods and whole foods, and that you feel really good and really excited about eating them. I think it's as simple as that. We don't have to overcomplicate things or be too strict or stringent with the rules. So don't get too hung up on that if you're going to start measuring your calories. I know it can be really intimidating at first because you want to do it perfectly, but just trust that nature is perfect. Whole plant foods are perfect, and over time you're going to figure out the perfect way to eat for you. Be patient and enjoy the process. And I'm always here if you guys have any questions, so let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Bye.